motorsport industry, it's the best of times and worst of times. Two Brits flying the flag at the top of F1, yet the sport itself rocked by recent race-fixing allegations. To make sense of it all, we spoke to Murray Walker at the launch of a new racing game. Yet the usually unstoppable broadcaster found even he was lost for words when it came to the recent scandals.
To agree with a driver that he would deliberately crash a car in circumstances which could have caused deaths at the worst, serious injuries, is, to use a modern phrase, totally unacceptable and absolutely disgusting. I can't find words strongly enough to condemn it.
Yet despite the controversy, there's still a lot to be excited about this season, with Jenson Button currently leading the Drivers' Championship and a podium finish in Brazil guaranteeing him the F1 title. But with Brawn GP teammates Rubens Barrichello and Red Bull's Sebastian Vettel breathing down his neck, is Jenson at risk of choking under the pressure?
Jenson is an amazingly calm, cool and collected chap. He knows exactly what the score is. He's been in Formula One for 10 years. He's had very bad times and he's had good times. He hasn't had good times as good as he's had this year before, but he knows which way he's up, and hopefully he will be able to keep cool. The only advice I would attempt to give him, and he doesn't need it from me, is just keep calm, sunshine. You've got the ability and you can do it.
But Murray Walker, still on the publicity circuit at 86, promoting Microsoft's latest Forza Motorsport game, knows nothing's a dead cert.
It's a catchphrase of mine that anything can happen in Formula One, and it usually does. And all sorts of things could happen, hypothetically, in these last two races, which could deny Jenson the World Championship. But looking on the bright side, he's all right, and I've got my fingers crossed for him.
Crashgate, the recent race-fixing saga, is not the only scandal to have thrown the sport into turmoil. It follows the McLaren-Ferrari spying row and Lewis Hamilton's lying to stewards. But Murray reckons, despite it all, the sport's reputation can still bounce back.
Oh, yes. I'm not condoning what has happened, but sadly, there are bad eggs in any sport. Football's had its problems, cricket's had its problems, athletics have had their problems, darts, and for all I know, croquet has had its problems. Because if people want to win, some of them will do literally anything to win, and they can do some pretty reprehensible things. Sadly, that's what's happened in Formula One this year, but it has been very much the exception rather than the rule, and people's enthusiasm will overcome all that. All will be forgiven if Jenson wins.